Let's just
Yeah,
try
and I can feel.
the different modes. Okay, I think we're going with this one. Cool. I ask you to unmute when you're not talking, kind of thing, so we don't have background noises. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. It does not. I think Dinka for you is all right because you don't have you have your headphones. You hear us from the headphones, so it'll be okay. Sometimes it just gets noisy. Oh wow, we're live already. There we go. Okay, guys. I mean, that was a great start, was it? So, let's go. Welcome. Great to be here. We have a guest today, Dinka Salvador. Dinka, I think is the pronunciation, and we're glad to have you. And we met like a week ago, had one conversation, and yeah, kind of elevated each other, I guess, in some way, and just like bounced off each other and just the kind of it was this dynamic flow of creation and co-creation, which has been very fun for me. Kind of similar thing happened when Roger and I came together like 2 years ago. Since I met Roger, I started kind of writing more clear than I have been before, than I've done before. And with Anja kind of has been the catalyst to get me on school. So,
Oh, yay.
or really integrated more into school, which is amazing. So, yeah, thank you, Dinka, for being here, Dinka. And
Yeah,
yeah,
it's my
let us
pleasure.
talk a little bit about the message for today first. Like Roger, you will read read the message just from today that you wrote today, and then we're
Okay,
going from there.
let me go to that. I mean, basically, what this is about for all of us in the movements of our world and our planet is each of us coming into accepting who we are, what our life purpose is, because it's always unfolding. And I wrote something called "Now You Will Be Successful," meaning each day we move into more ownership of who we are. And it's a process that's different for each of us. And it was so funny because Anya sent a note this morning, and I was led back to an interview that I did 4 years ago, which I completely forgot about. And that's what happens when I receive information. It's directly connected, and then I forget about it. So, and today it says, "Now you will be successful." The word success will mean something different to each of you, and there is no measure of success that exists, only what you each label that to be. The reason this was important to Roger is that he, as many of you, held himself back, attempting to gain acceptance and approval from others. No one will understand you, and that is what you wanted. You came to teach mastery, and you knew you could do that. You could not do that if you didn't know it, and you know you could not leave any situation until you had achieved that. Please live this goal. And that's for each of us. We're achieving mastery in our own lives and our own journey. And it's connected to everything that's going on in our world because we're all creating it. Every single person is doing that. And so, but there are also organization in our universe that we come to understand in terms of when the planets change and all of that. That's why an eclipse tomorrow, there'll be more information, more movement, and we'll each be urged to own that next part of ourselves as long as we're alive.
That's beautiful. And Dinka, just your take, because I know that you're into astrology. Um, and just give us a little, like, it's just beautiful. Just go.
Wow, yeah. Um, what really kept what I captured from this was the word success and how you say that everybody has their own definition of it. I think success is something that our current society values in financial success. That's something that everybody's obsessed about, and it's so ingrained in us. That's the only way for us to get accepted or to be recognized. And I think, you know, eclipses are like cosmic checkpoints. It's always the energy is always heightened, and it's almost like a portal. So, and then on top of that, we're also on the verge of the Lunar New Year and the Chinese, astrology shifting and all of that. So what comes up for me is that, and I think you and I talked about this, Jana, already. What if we replace success with financial success, and redefine it in a way that maybe our biggest contribution isn't how much money we can accumulate on a bank account, but what if it's how high our frequency can be instead? And how much can we influence others to elevate their frequency as well?
It's
I
powerful.
think that would be a really cool currency to swap with
Mm-hmm.
what is admired the most in current society. And maybe it's idealistic. I am an idealist. That's what my husband tells me anyway. But there's nothing wrong with that. Someone has to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all doom and gloom. And also we have to be the change that we want to see in the world, as much as it's a cliche, but you have to go first. Somebody has to go first. So
Yeah.
in this hustle culture, I think there is power in taking a step back and slowing down, going inside and standing in our center and creating from that energy, instead of trying to fit in, trying to press like what's the I always mess this up, a square peg in a round hole, like trying to force ourselves in places where we don't fit. um
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Boom. Like it gets me because like I'm kind of in a position right now where I feel like in a place where I feel like I just gotta go out, and I'm going to do it. So I'll have that kind of I prepare everything tonight, and I'm gonna do it. So it's a very interesting time. And as you say, like the success that we kind of believe what success is, it never felt right. Like maybe you guys can relate, and someone of you can even talk about that, how this transition was, because I know all of you had done it. Just from what I know about you, like you don't see success as only, oh yeah, I gotta be financially successful or status driven. Like, this is another thing, like status. Like, what's my title? Am I a doctor? Am I a professor? Am I a teacher? Am I a police officer? Am I a, like all those titles.
Uh, this
I
is
mean, they kind of have their place, and don't get me wrong, I'm not making those things bad, but it's like there's more to it. There is a
this is
responsibility that we all carry for what we do and how we do it. And it's like not just what we do, but how we do it. Because someone can be a teacher, but he is just being a teacher, and there are many of them. I've experienced them myself, who are just teachers for the sake of being teacher and getting well paid, have holidays. And when they finish with working, they can just like receive their payments, keep receiving their great payments, and that's it. And is it really all about that? I don't believe so. And I question myself like a lot for a very long time. Like, who am I and why am I here? What do I want to do? How am I going to contribute? Like, what's my purpose? What's my mission? And because I kind of felt like I don't belong. I felt weird. I felt like I didn't want to feel alone. I didn't want to feel different, but I did. And today I know that we are all kind of weird and that we're all different. And it's kind of about to step up and see like that your energy is your currency. What you bring to the table is your currency. So I haven't studied anything, but I kind of climbed the ladder in the corporate world in the last few years, like for I don't know. I kind of felt like I wanted to show it myself as well. I kind of wanted to prove it myself. I'm honest with that. And I kind of did, but I burned out very quickly. I could do it, and I know still I could fit into, like, I could do it, but I don't fit in it because my spirit wants to be free. I don't want to be number, and to treat other people like numbers is just not my thing, so I can't do that. And yeah, it's just a very interesting time for us to be in. And Anja, I would like to have like Roger's tongue is already flickering. I can see it in his face too,
no, no.
but like,
what you're saying and what Dinka said is great, and I want Anya to say something. Then I'll talk about what's coming up for me.
Amazing.
Okay, what is coming up for me is expansion. Because I am here to expand in every possible way. So, what I just wrote here, it's freedom to expand in a limitless way. And I see money as a tool for my soul's expansion on planet Earth.
Mhm.
I mean, until we will need money, to buy a new house, until we will need money to buy a plane ticket, until we will need money to buy anything, I want that. Yeah, I want that experience. I know the next experience that my soul wants is to just, invite in or whatever. I'm not gonna earn, because I don't believe in the word earn, but we are really here to co-create abundance for all, and to really step into our power, to share our gifts. And yeah, for a lot of people, like, oh, that's not possible. Yes, it is. It is, because I already see it. I already feel it. I'm living that way. So when we are talking about money, I am like, my soul is not like longing for money, but it knows that this, tool, like money, is a tool for my soul's expansion. And I'm here to expand, and I'm here to help people to expand, to show up, to be wherever they want to be, to be whoever they want to be. And yeah, I am the soul that I want everything. So
That's perfect. Okay, so Dinka said about being first. Well, yeah, I was supposed to be first in doing certain things, as we each are. But I'm writing an article and recording a video right after this called "After Tomorrow I'll Be a Millionaire," and I'm doing it because I want to attract a lot of attention. Because see, I gave up money a long time ago. When I left my other business, like my regular thing that I was doing, where I was making all this money, and people thought, "Why are you doing that?" I said, because there was something else that was deeper that I wanted to do. But I know that, as Anya was saying, we needed to expand. And so I have to talk about that because I'm 75, and I was going through this last night and documenting all this work that I've created for all this time, which was meant to come about at this time in our world, at this great time of transition. And so I have to be honest about that and say, well, now it's going to be the abundance that will come to me because of this work, but it's to help everyone else come to that place within them as well. And so that's going to be what's going to be worth it. So, yeah.
I like it. Yeah. Yeah, it's like we all have like we're all the first in some kind of thing. We're all the one as well. Like it's it's just like I believe like that we all come here already knowing what we came here for. Each child. So, and then we kind of forget, or we place it in the corner in our consciousness that we just like don't look at anymore for a certain period of time, but it's there. It has never left. And like yeah, like every one of us just learning to be honest with ourselves and asking ourselves like what we desire to bring about, to share, to give. And yeah, it's very interesting world. Thanks for sharing, guys. Yeah, Dinka, what's with you?
I'm just
Present.
soaking it all in. It's really fun to talk about these things. I do have the desire for these conversations, and there was a time where I couldn't really find a lot of people to have these talks because it's like, oh, the weather and football and politics and all the unimportant things. And it's definitely something that I feel changing as well. That there's more and more people asking these kind of questions and contemplating things. I truly believe that everyone has these questions inside of them, but maybe they don't feel
Mm-hmm.
accepted or they don't allow themselves to ask these questions. I think that's just the seed of humanity, that we want to know who we are, where we came from, where are we going, why are we put on this earth. And yeah, it's really like when you look at kids, when you look at a newborn child or a very small child, it's like pure possibility, right? That's why it's such a joy when you see a child being born. There's only happy faces around because it's a miracle, right? And then we forget that that's who we are. That's our birthright. Is pure possibility, and we get trained out of it. We get all these limitations and rules, and like we get pigeonholed into a certain expectation or this societal rules, and it takes a rebel to break out of that.
Mhm.
So we need more rebellion, and that's pretty much the only way, because otherwise we just forget for good who we are, and give up and accept that, oh, this is how it's supposed to be, you just kind of keep your head down, get in line, and be one of many, and that's not what we are here to do. That's not the pure possibility that we are. So more rebels.
Yeah. Yeah, more rebels and like the possibilities, like, and there are so many possibilities, but how many times have we focused on things that we don't like, that we don't want, and those types of things? So all of our energy goes into that direction instead of like, okay, oh, what do I want, or what can I do in order to get what I want? And it's that intention that we learn to be more intentional, I guess, because how many people aren't yet aware of their conscious and unconscious intentions. So what they're actually attracting. And it's very ridiculous somehow that we are conditioned in a way that we just look away and we keep looking away. It doesn't feel good, but we keep doing it. So I'm banging my head against the wall. I know it hurts, but I keep going. And it just keeps banging. And the signals get louder and I get sick. And like physical diseases start to appear and those types of things. Just because I keep doing the same things and expect a different result. And for me, it was so far like I kept doing it. Like I have been like, some people would have been in Germany. I probably would be in the psychiatry with the people that know me. They would tell me like, dude, go. Because when I fully opened, like, I mean, I've been very open lots of time in my life, but I kind of closed down from age of 10 to 20 and or 18, 20. And then I started experimenting with psychedelics, and it just like reality just hit me. It just hit me right in my face, and there it is. There's the mirror. You created yourself. Like all you have inside you, you project in the outer world, or people will show you exactly that what's inside of you. No matter how good, no matter if you like it or not, you will receive whatever you are in resonance with. And when the mirror was placed in front of my face, it's been very difficult to get out of there alone. I kind of did it by myself. I haven't asked for any help because I didn't know how. And I'm happy that I've done the work on it. But it led me towards really like being hit by a car on a highway because I haven't listened. I kept doing the same things over and over and over again. I kept taking too much LSD as an example, repeating the same pattern, same pattern, same pattern. Then I stopped LSD, but every time I smoked a joint, I got brought back into the bad trip because I haven't learned my lessons. People have fear about bad trips, but actually it's just your psyche. It's because you keep doing the same things over and over again. So it's not about the drug. It's actually the drug helps you to reveal all of those unconscious patterns and just show them right in front of your face, and either you look at it or you don't. But if you don't, you will. It's the punishment is really to feel, and it's very interesting. I know Anja has some experiences with psychedelics as well. It's a very interesting topic. I don't know if any one of you guys has some experience. I think Dinka hasn't. Um, I'm at the point now where I don't need it because I know like the wisdom that I have now I already had as a child. The psychedelics just kind of help me to show the entire bullshit that I started believing, just brought it back to me, or place it in front of my eyes so I can work on it, work through it, and become strong. But yeah, Anja, what's your take on like the use of plant medicine, psychedelic drugs, and also compare it with your clean state of being? Like, because I believe we don't need that. I think it's a tool. I've done lots of MDMA myself, like mushrooms, LSD, smoked lots of cannabis. Um, so yeah, just give us your take.
Yeah, last 2 years they have been very intense and interesting. So, MDMA and everything was intentionally, everything was in ceremonial, settings. So
Mm-hmm.
like a sacred medicine. MDMA, then yeah, psilocybin, so mushrooms. Then it was ayahuasca, then San Pedro, and bufo. And one of the most profound experiences was with Bufo, definitely, when I completely dissolved, completely, like my identity, my body, everything. So, and I was nothing, and I was aware that I'm nothing, and at the same time, I was everything. But
Mm-hmm.
what was the message? The message that came through was when I was up there floating in the universe, as pure consciousness. I was bored. I was like, I was aware. I remembered that I chose to be on planet Earth, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to go back. I wanted to go back so badly, like to experience touch, hug, to yeah, hang out with my son, to play with my dog, to meet people, to travel, to have all these amazing experiences, emotions, because there are no bad or good emotions or negative or positive emotions. They're just emotions, but we are
Mm-hmm.
attaching the meaning to them. So what plant medicine, sacred medicine really taught me is, at first, of course, I used them as a healing tool because I was convinced that I need to heal some stuff, and it went really, really deep. Um, but yeah, now I'm like, I have them, like whenever I feel the call, I have them as a co-creators. Because,
Mm-hmm.
for example, in my last experience, some very powerful galactic energies came through and we were co-creating some stuff together. So it's now I'm like using everything, in
Interesting.
my physical
Yeah.
life. So it's not only like, oh, I'm floating away, oh, I have fun. No, everything what I get, like, the level
Mm-hmm.
of conversation, communication
It
is
gets
integrated.
us. It gets us into an altered state of awareness. So we're just altering our reality. We're changing the view that we look at our reality. So this is the I think the key on even alcohol as well. Like if you're honest, it's just altering our reality. We perceive a different type of reality through the substance that we're choosing to consume. And I like the Bufo one actually. I haven't done Bufo. I'm curious. I'm here to explore. I don't know. Like I know I don't need it, but I'm curious. And this is, I think, what this entire thing is about. Because why are we here? Why are we on Earth? No one of us has to be here. No one of us has to be here. If we're totally honest and brutally honest with ourselves, no one has to be here. So why are we here? And I know like Anja and Dinka helped me to play in the last month, which is great. So I came out and started to play again because like my inner child didn't know how to play. So for me also taking those substances was like for me a way to play or to, get into those altered states of awareness or to get other people into altered states of awareness. Not that we really need them necessarily, but they can be a tool. And ayahuasca showed me very clear that like I don't need those things. I have it in myself and I was everything and letting everything work through me. Like the entire room, like people were puking and screaming and I allowed the thing to just like flow through me, dissolve, like kind of restructured my own being. Then I puked and then I was in total bliss for the entire night and we're praying to the people and we are all one. Like, I mean, their pain is my pain. We are all connected. We are one single organism. So let's do it all together. Like, let's play rather than being greedy and looking just for status and financial success and forgetting that we're all human. Like we're forgetting our humanity, or we forgot our humanity. Yeah.
You said, why are we here? Or both, a couple of you said that. We're here to expand our consciousness, and we'll find different ways of doing that. But it's a consciousness that exists within us. And sometimes we will, and I've judged the way that I have done it. I used things before as well. However, I got to a place where they said, no, you don't, my guy said, you don't need that anymore. But that was the aspect that I couldn't accept. And like Dinka, you do astrology. I've never studied astrology, but all the information that I was receiving was astrologically aligned, and I couldn't explain how that was happening. I couldn't tell anyone, and that was the thing that I wasn't owning, because it was such a different way of being, and I was holding myself back because I couldn't. This new expansive way of experiencing consciousness, because that's what we all have, and we're trying to expand. So that's why I'm going to do this video and article, because I have to own this expanded consciousness in the way that I got there, because it's going to help so many others. We'll use different things, but we have to own the thing that comes through for us. And so
it's interesting that you say like we're here to expand our consciousness, because I think it's just it's not the entire truth, because there's a part of us that's already the expanded consciousness.
In physical form.
I think in physical form we are having linear time evolution and kind of, but time is, as I perceive it, and today really I see it, so I know that it's true. Like my body is resonating in that frequency, and like there is like growth might be personal, but actually we don't need to grow. This is why personal growth in those things are again limiting, because we think we are not complete already. So, but every one of us comes here complete. We are already consciousness. So I think we're adding to our experience as soul, and somehow gain experience as we created this universe of infinite potential, where we just like create newer and newer and newer and newer, but we're always going back to where we came from. It's nothing that, like, there's nothing to add on, I believe. So Dinka, what's your take?
I always think of this as, well, this experience as the coolest video game that ever been created, because it feels very real. And if you think about it, when you play this game over and over and over again, after a while it gets boring because it's easy, right? So what can you do? You have to change the setting. You have to make it harder and harder. I mean, you choose different scenarios, right? Like you cannot just, because otherwise it's Groundhog Day. You're just going through it as like, oh, I've been there, done that. And if we believe that we are all one, powerful, all powerful consciousness who just wants to experience itself through all different lenses, having all the powers and being like God, it gets boring after a while. So let's change the settings and make it harder, like put limitations, and let's say that you know everything but you don't remember it. There's fun in that. Like that's a different level, right? So I strongly believe that is what's happening. And then once we realize that, then we have access to certain things. You can call it Akashic records, you can call it your soul, or source energy or whatever. But it's interesting because, Roger, you were saying like, oh, because Dinka, you studied astrology. Actually, it's not entirely true. I was interested in astrology, and then it just kind of came to me. I never followed the course. I never read a book about it. I just kind of digged at it because it triggered me. And I strongly believe as well that our mind is not a hard drive. It's not designed to store information. It's an antenna. So it's kind of like you tune it to a frequency, to a radio station, right, and then the transmission comes through it. But it takes intention and attention, right? You have to have the awareness of it. Like, I want to receive this information. I want to be a channel for this information. And then lo and behold, it's there, and everybody can do this. I'm not special in that way, or it's really just about getting clear on what you want and just becoming like ridiculously curious about it, like, but annoyingly curious about it, almost borderline obsessed about it. And then you have access to it. Do I know everything about astrology? No, absolutely not. But I also don't have to. I know enough. I know what I want to know.
Let, let me give you this, okay? Because I'm going to do this after. Tomorrow's the 17th. I recorded information in cycles because we do move through cycles. This is an 18-year one we're moving through. And so the message from 2008, which is exactly what we're all speaking about right now, it says, you came here to know and experience who you truly are and to remember your very own worth. In order to accomplish this, you placed others in your experience to provide you with a context within which you can examine, know, and experience the truth of you. It is pointless to put forth effort to make others wrong or convince them of your truth. You will dissipate your own creativity and create a distraction that will prevent you from experiencing your very own knowing. When you come to understand that you are all one, you will not seek to harm, hurt, or discredit anyone else, for in doing so, you do the same to yourself. Without your preconceived judgments, you gain the freedom to know who you are and give the same to others. That was the message.
Amazing.
Exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah,
So cool.
I
Yeah,
like that.
coincidence, right?
It doesn't
Amazing.
exist. Synchronicities. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Cool.
like coincidence,
Wow.
sure, it's the same thing for me anyway. Like we
Yeah.
just like again, like we split apart, we have different words to name the same thing. And
Wow.
same with what Richard says about the gene keys, like they're all the same. It's just a different expression. And I think this is also what we are at. What we are and where we are at is that we realize as humanity that we are all coming in with like, or we're all having a unique blueprint and a unique expression of source, creator, God. And we're here to just be that we are, that we choose to be before we came here. We said this, or I talked about this in our previous episode, that I remember choosing my family before I came here. And I know to be true that I'm not special, so everyone else done the same thing. I'm sure about that, you know. And I think we choose that we choose our mission, and we may are, you know, just pulled into what we're in resonance with most of the time, but we all find back to where we come from, and we all will go back. You know, like we all come from what we call heavens, and we go back to heavens. I met a 10-year-old in Australia and I asked him, where have you been before this life? I just felt like asking him. And he said, in heaven. And I'm like, okay, cool. And tell me about it. How is it? And he said, heaven is like a big city with no end. And whatever you wish for or whatever you want, come or realizes or comes into existence immediately, so you don't have to wait at all for anything. And yeah, it's a very
Thank you.
beautiful thing to contemplate about and to imagine how that would be for us to be able to do those things.
Great. Well, this is good. Now I'm going to go and attempt to do that now.
Yeah, it's beautiful, you know, like I'm so grateful to be here, and it's all about time for us humans to come together and to share. We've been How many people feel alone today or have felt alone in the past? You know, and my desire is to see a world and to create spaces for people to feel that they belong and that they're not alone, because I felt alone most of my life.
Mm.
I think everyone can relate. But since I found that peaceful spot in my center of my chest, I know that I'm never alone. And it's just to stay there, because home is where our heart is. We all know the sentence. So yeah. Anything any one of you has on your heart to share, feel free to do so, if any.
I'm going to share it later, so I'm good. Anja, if you had something else.
I'm just finishing, oh my gosh, I'm just finishing uploading my songs, my album, which I
Oh,
co-created
great.
with AI, but it's really my energetic imprint there.
Right.
And I'm now releasing it on every
Oh,
platform, which
good.
is really exciting. Yeah, so I'm so excited about that today.
Amazing.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Yeah, you can send me the link. I will place it below in YouTube as well if you'd like to in the descriptions.
And
Yeah.
the name of the album is Grand Rising. So
Oh,
Grand
perfect.
Rising, so everyone hit it up. Where do you upload it to?
it's all, I mean, it's already the songs, like lyrics videos are already on YouTube, on my YouTube, but now it's going to be also on podcasts, like Apple Music and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about
Amazing.
it.
Great.
Yes.
Jenna
So check it
actually
out, guys.
sent me a, yeah, Jarne, Jenna, our mutual friend, she sent me the link that it enables me to to stream it on so many different platforms in one. So I wasn't really aware of it. I can share with you. So thank you, Jenna, if you're listening to this. Thank you for
Good.
expanding
Yeah.
my awareness.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, Jenna is awesome. Yeah, good stuff. Okay.
Thank you all so
Dinka,
much.
thanks for being here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's my
Thank you,
Dinka, do you
pleasure.
Dinka.
have
So nice to
any
connect with
last
all of
word
you
for
guys.
the people? Yeah. Sure.
I don't know. It's just enjoy the ride. This was my intention for today, for this week. We do like a little motivational, like intention setting every Monday in one of our communities, and for me, it's just play. But that's something that probably some of you know Joseph Campbell. So follow your bliss. That's pretty much my North Star. That's pretty much my mantra, and allow your inner child just to have fun, because that's why we are here. And it's we are spinning around on a piece of rock that orbits a flaming ball of fire, and yet here we are worrying about taxes. Like, how ridiculous is that? So it's
Yeah.
like, I understand that for some people it's like very real, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't pay taxes. That's not the message, but it's just like the just the degree of magic that this existence is. Just look at it through a lens of a child. When a kid looks at fire for the first time, like that kind of awe and curiosity and excitement, because that's why we are here. And don't take yourself so seriously. Like, this is a party, this is fun. And yeah, just enjoy the ride. That's what I would
Yeah,
say.
thank you.
I wish for everyone.
Yeah,
All
amazing.
right.
Yeah, I
Thank you
placed
all.
your school link in the descriptions as well. Trinity code. And yeah, blessed to be alive, guys. Keep going or
Good.
just do it. Like, don't think of it. And blessings to you. One love.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
See you
Bye
soon.
bye. Ciao.